couple of days ago. He was talking, and I don't even know if this story is true or whether he just made up this story in order to get to the punchline, but he told me about this player who didn't like working out in the off season. The team wanted him to work out, but this player didn't want to work out. But he took a job at a warehouse at some alcohol distribution because he could pick up things, and it was the equivalent of lifting weights. And Steve told me about how, you pick up all of this, or you pick up this beer, and it's just like lifting weights, except when it's light beer.
My two favorite Klauke puns are, one is I was in my office and he came by, and I was in the middle of working on something. He's like, well, I got the new Beyonce phone. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I had to take it back. It doesn't have a ring on it. And that just caught me completely off guard. And another one he told a lot was that if they named a movie after him, it would be called 50 Strands of Grey for the amount of hair that he had left on his head.
Before every game, I will tell Steve, have a great broadcast. And he'll, without fail, always look at me and say, well, there's a first time for everything.
My favorite Klauke joke was hearing about the time he was broadcasting a spring training game for the Angels, and a batter hit it high and deep and over the wall at one of the spring training parks in Arizona, and it hit a palm tree. And Steve, without skipping a beat, said he got good wood on it twice.
Well, let's start with this. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Steve never swears. I don't know if he's ever uttered a cuss word in his life. And going back a few years, in 2019, Tacoma had a player named Shed Long, and Shed hit an inside-the-park grand slam against the Salt Lake Bees. And this happened up in Tacoma, and it's an inside-the-park grand slam, one of the rarest plays in baseball. You hardly ever see this. And Steve calls the play, and he wraps up his call, and it's an inside-the-park grand slam for Shed Long. And then he pauses, and the Tacoma crowd is going nuts. And then he says, well, Shed happens.